people listen to the music. They don't talk when you're playing. You know, like it's everybody is quiet, and then you go to another place. They are much more cheerful, and so every country has a different audience. So it's something special, and
I think that's the neat thing about the music, especially now with the online forum, that we can see all the different presentations. And tell us a little about where your band you came from, started, all that great stuff, you know, the great individual journeys in music.
Yeah, well, I was in previous bands before, and in 2011, I
Mm-hmm.
quit a previous band, and I wanted to start a new band because I want to start a band, write my own material with the band members, and come out with original songs. So I knew a guy, Steph, our guitar player. He was just 16 years old at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him play a song online on YouTube, Little Wing by Jimi Hendrix. And I was like, damn, he's good. So if I start a band, I'm going to ask him to be the guitar player. And so I mailed him and I said, hey, Steph, do you want to join our band? He was like, oh, wow, this is the greatest present I ever got. I want to be in your band because
Right.
he knew me from other bands in the past, and he was still 16 years old. So, and I found everybody, and we started out in, I think our first gig was 2012 in May. We did a support act for Danny Bryant, who is a British guitar slinger.
Mm-hmm.
And from that part on, it started because we got to know his booker from Danny Bryant, and he wanted to work with us in Holland. So from that point on, it was starting. In 2012, we released our first album. It became the best debut in Belgium and Holland. And from that point on, we made a second CD, a live CD in 2013. And it was voted best CD of the year on 2 radio shows. In 2015, we released Saved by the Blues. And that was the first album that got some attention outside of Belgium, Holland, and Europe. So we got reviews from the USA. And then we made, in 2016, we made Double Live album. And we also won the Belgium Blues Challenge in 2016. So we could compete in 2017 in the European Blues Challenge with 26 countries. And we finished second, just behind the UK. And our Double Live album was one of the most successful albums. We got airplay in the USA and the UK. It became #1 in the UK. It went to place 14 on the Roots Music Report in the USA. So, and it was a journey from it was like, how do I say it? We never expected this to happen, you know. We were just a small band trying to make music and hoping people would enjoy it. And in 8 years, we built it up. Like now we tour in all Europe. So it's been a dream. It's been a dream ever since. So
yeah, and you were great. You mentioned that you were a great session. It was like 31 when you got the band together, and you brought your 5 guys involved. Can you tell us all your drummers and where they're from, the bass player, and all you guys, the whole big group you got?
Our guitar player is Steph. He joined the band when he was 16. He was So we had a lot of changes in the band in the previous years because you start a band like and it's you just want to play a few gigs, but then it became more serious, and not all people can cope with being on the road and the home situation. So we had a lot of changes in the band over the years. But since 2015, Edwin, the Hammond player, joined our band. And in 2016, also our bass player, Geert. Steph has always been with us since the beginning. And in 2017, we changed the drummer. And now Jens Roeland is our drummer, but he also plays with 2 famous guys here also in Belgium, but locally known, not a European band, but locally known. So and it's been going good ever since. So we had a lot of changes in the beginning years because it's like when you go from amateur to a little bit professional, it's you're there. Not everybody can do this,
Yeah, the time, speaking the time and the effort and the touring and all that.
Mhm.
Again, but as I've been doing this show now, Betsy Brown and Blind Raccoon has been sending me music for 2 years. It's great. The blues, what you got, everybody. I've said that. I was classic rock, what you hear on the radio, what you know. But when I was influenced by all this stuff, talking to Gil Anthony and Vinny from his show, Music on the Couch, it's
Yeah,
amazing. The blues, everybody needs to have a radio station in town to hear you
yeah,
guys. You know, because you're just as great. Everybody's great. That's always my opinion on music. I'm just a big fan on this end. That's why the Who Magoo became fan of the Who, and Magoo's a nickname. You've
yeah,
done it
yeah, yeah.
again. So I just kind of put that together with internet and technology, and blessed with to hear all this great jams. So
Mhm.
that's what just thrills me every day to hear this stuff and to be able to present it.
Yeah.
Truly, I didn't even say anything at first. I didn't know what to say. It's like I cannot believe I get to play all these awesome jams,
Oh,
and
thank you.
yourself is all included, and all the local people. It's termed the indie local. It's all beautiful. I don't care if it's eighth grade chorus, whatever it is. God lives in the notes of
Mm.
music. That's what I've always thought. Think it can change your karma. At least it does me. Change my spirit a little
Yeah,
bit.
music as something special, it can when you're feeling down, you can listen to music and you're uplifted again. Sometimes when you're you have music for all kinds of emotions, and
That's it.
music can bring a lot of emotions to you. And the nicest thing when you write your own songs and when you play them and you see people getting touched by those songs, it's the greatest gift. It's if you hear some people sing your own songs, they sing them with you. It's like you get goosebumps all over, and it's like that's why you make music, to touch people. And that we really miss this at this point. I never thought I would miss it so hard, not to be on stage and to see the audience and to feel their energy. It's like, yeah, it's hard. It's you. If I haven't had a very good antidepressive, I would be very depressed right now.
Well, my friend, you know what I found out about that? It has to be the exercise end. The exercise and some music.
Yeah.
I've had no booze. We left all that world a long time ago, or But anyways, yeah, it does. It really motivates you, and the endorphins and everybody, just the vibrations. And I always wanted to say this with my show, because when you start playing people's music, oh my lord! And when you first started doing it, it's like you're taking everything was provided by me. I wouldn't just play anybody. I did venture over to Live 365 for a while because then I can play all the licensed jams. You know,
Yeah.
it's either handed to you, Carmen, open source, or
Mm.
or it has to be licensed, one of the three. But it's still the same family. It's just the same tree.
Mm.
It's just the local guy, the people that can play. I wish I could do that and have that great talent that you guys got. And I know it must be just something to be on stage.
Yeah, it's like it's the you know you do a lot of hours for just 2 hours on stage. You're in the van, you're sitting in the van for 3-4 hours driving to the gig, and like you're like
Mm.
4 hours in the van, and then you come to the stage, you play for 2 hours. So that is the to have 2 hours of fun. We have a lot of hours with no fun, or just like it's sometimes you feel like it's a waste of time, but it's not. It's how do you say it? It's not bad because you get those 2 hours, and for those 2 hours you will give up a whole day just to have the 2 hours of being on stage and playing your music. It's like the best gift you can have, and to give to people. And it's very hard now because here in Belgium we are in lockdown, so we can't rehearse. Also, I think it's been 4 months since I've seen my other band members because so
You
we
really
haven't
are.
we haven't. Oh, sorry. What?
You're really home. Lockdown. In the States here, we see people. I don't see a lot. I mean, you stay away, but I think that might be.
Yeah, but we can go outside, but
Right.
we just can't. We only can outside. We can come together with 4 people maximum. Inside the house, only 1 is allowed. So when you rehearse, you have 5 people. So it doesn't work. You just can't do it. It's against the rules now. But yeah, we were 2 months ago. We were hit very hard in Belgium. So. We are trying to lower the numbers, and it's going down very good at this moment. But yeah, they want to be sure at this point. They don't want to take any risk like the like a few months ago.
Yeah. That's I don't know what to say. It's a different times, but God, thank God, Nico coming on the show today, spending the time with me. And speaking of that, I got the other computer going. This is being audio too. I was not planning having a live chat today on Skype, but when I could not get my computer to work with my speaker like I was going to do for the interview, I says, heck with it. This is my fun to kind of rearrange and get it going. Because right now, that speaker right now, you're jamming. There you are. You guys are on. So we advertised today for an interview, but I'll come back a little later and play us again. So anybody listening right now, we're on live on Facebook. I don't think I shared it right either. So, but it's like the live experience. I'm trying to say in a lot of ways.
Of
all
course.
Production people with you, put it all together, get the chords right, and then the thing that happens is it doesn't always follow together as you need it to be, and then you just rock with it. You know.
Yeah, but that's why I always say, like, we have to go in the studio to make an album, but I don't like to be in the studio, and but you have to every now and then, every 2 years, you need to release a studio album. But I prefer live albums, and I prefer to being live on stage, and because live on stage something happens, like someone wants to do something different, and everybody goes along, and we make a song like 5 minutes longer than it normally is, or we change something every time. When people come to a concert, it's not the same. It's like you have things that are the same, but it's not. You don't hear a CD every time you come to a live concert, and we just want this, like it has to be an experience, and we have to jam. People need to, the musicians need to communicate with each other and do something special at times, and that's the biggest fun of playing live music. You never know what's going to happen.
You hear about that, again with the Who and Entwistle and Townsend. Is that what leads off the drummers and the bass? I mean, I know other bands I've heard too, they can just kind of go. Does it always kind of go the drum, bass, and then lead it on, or I just like to talk?
I think everybody's got it's like when the guitar player says, like, okay, we are, I want to bring my solo down and on a low level, and then you just look at the bass player and the drummer, and everybody knows, okay, we're gonna go down.
Oh, okay.
Or it just signs like, hey, down, and everybody goes, because it's communicating with each other. The most important thing on stage is looking at each other and talking to each other on stage. Have eye contact, so everybody knows what's going to happen, and that makes I think a good band or a medium band. Like the communication between the musicians by themselves. That makes a great band.
And as a fan, we know that. We see that. Again, I've seen the Who like 25 times. I've been in New York, First Row Garden, and all that good stuff. When you see that level of, all you guys, that expertise, you see that happening. And especially when you hear it many times, you're like, hey, I like that. I prefer live versions of, the recordings are great, but the bands I like to hear is their live versions. And you got the double live CD right now. Jamming.
Yeah, it's like